Welcome back, my friends. How we doing today? Right, meow. We are just loading up a little bit of 223 ammo. For our brass, we're using Once Fired Lake City. We just finished reaming these out, as you saw on our short little video the other day. We are using the Unis Ginex small rifle primer. Pretty sure these are rated for military rifle use, or however they rate that, NATO or hard cupped or so on and so forth. They seem a little harder to actually seat, so maybe they're a little thicker. I don't know, but they go bang every time I pull the trigger, and I've had good luck in 300 blackout so far, so I figured I'd use them in 223 here. All of the brass was sized with the RCBS small base die here. And as you can see, it's not on the press. I did all the brass prep earlier, and then this is how I run it without sizing it and lubing it and all that crap while it's getting powder, bullet, and crimping at the same time. So brass prep is already done. We're not sizing on stage one there. It has already been done. Our powder today, we're using a pretty mild load here from the AR Plus of Shooter's World. Very similar to burn rate to, say, H335. Somewhere in that zone there. So far I've had good luck in the bolt gun and in 308 Winchester as well. So hopefully we'll have some pretty good luck here with this random charge. And our projectiles here. This is the Hornady Soft Point, sold by Mid-South Shooter Supply as their Varmint Nightmare. Every once in a while they have a pretty good deal on those, so I got a handful of them for testing with our Shooter's World powder. So once again, nothing happening on stage one as far as dies. We are, however, priming on the downstroke when you press forward. Stage two, of course, is where you get your powder. Stage three, we have our RCBS seating die. I do believe that has the taper crimp built into it, but I have it set to not do that, and we're just seating with that die here. And over on stage four, we have the classic Lee factory crimp die. It is also set to a very light setting. But that's the rundown here. We'll just go ahead and do a quick check on the gauge with a few. Seems like we're good to go. As far as that crimp setting, you can barely kind of see it there on our brass around the top near the cantilever there. And our overall length is right around 2.177. 2.175-ish is where we're aiming for. Obviously we have a couple variations in our soft points, but no big deal. Seems like 2.177 is where we're at. So enough with the blabbing. We might have another 40 or 50 rounds to go, so let's get into it here. And although we're on a progressive, I don't have a case feeder and I don't have a shell feeder here. And I am certainly not in any race to the finish line. I check and make sure my primers are seated well. I always check and make sure that we got powder to drop there. And I'm really enjoying this inline fabrication ergo handle, I'll tell you what. There we go, give that nice spin there on the brass, and we can make sure our primer is perfect and concentric and nice and flush there. Very nice. Anyways, yeah, I just got a new scope for the old AR, as well as a new handguard. So I got a whole bunch of stuff to play with there. It's the Strike Eagle 1-6 from Vortex. It's actually got an illuminated reticle on it, which is pretty sweet. It's basically a red dot when you're on, 1x, but then you can go all the way to 6x, and it's pretty sweet. Got the little quick dial knob, so you can engage targets quickly at different distances across different ranges there. That one might end up on the 300 blackout though, and then I can maybe put the Diamondback 6 to 18, I think that's the one it is, on the AR, and then we can really try and shoot some groups. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know, man, we got all kinds of options. All kinds of options. So today's options, AR Plus. I have been enjoying this one. I've been using it in 308 a little bit recently with both 150 grain and 175 grain Match Kings. I tried a couple random ones and they did pretty well. Out of a 10-shot group, I think they were probably 8 of them all touching. Yeah, 8 out of 10 all touching each other, and then I had 1 high and 1 low. So that's pretty cool. Okay, that one felt a little weird, but our bullet seated just fine. If any of you guys are on the fence about a Dillon, I'll tell you what, you will not be disappointed, my friend. They are, of course, not cheap, and they are probably still on back order depending on what you want, with dies and conversion kits and pretty much everything to do with them. But if you know what you want and you're going to use it for the rest of your life, it's going to be a good investment, because you can see how quick these are cranking out. And I'm not even going that fast, but every single pull of the handle, I get a new round. Pretty incredible stuff. We'll just do a quick spot check on the OAL here. Yep, 217, yeah, 2175, 2176. Beautiful. And the cartridge gauge. Piece of cake. I gotta make sure not to throw my dummy round in there, because we don't want to get him mixed in. Okay. Putting a new one in here. Gotta make sure I got powder back here. All right, we're good. Seating the bullet. Don't want a squibby. Squib loads are bad, okay? I have had 3 squib loads in my life. Not fun. Luckily it wasn't with a rifle, and luckily nothing actually happened because I caught it. It felt extremely weird and soft. Yeah, it's seated nicely. Yeah, felt very weird. There was no recoil, and yeah, it all happened out of the same bottle of powder. So I'm thinking that bottle of powder was tainted or cursed or somehow got contaminated. And there's a helicopter. Anyways, let's kick this into gear and I'll get back with you here in a few when we're getting near the end. Let's go. Okay, so that buzzer means we're down to our last 5 or 6 primers. So that's pretty good. It didn't take hardly any time at all. You can see our box there is getting pretty filled up. All right, now I gotta start really watching and seeing if these primers are still dropping. All right, that's probably the last one there, I'm thinking. But we'll put another one in just in case. All right. There it is, that was our last one. So we'll pull this case, get rid of him. Boom, not priming. The last one still has powder there, perfect. We'll seat our last bullet. Bang, bang, boom, and crimp it. Boom, piece of cake, there it goes. And there we have it, folks, 100 rounds hot off the press. Everything ran just perfectly, but those Unis Ginex primers I think are just a little bit thick. I didn't have as much issue with some CCIs a little whiles back. But anyways, they all go bang every time I pull the trigger, so that's good. But we were just loading some up here so we can go and sight in the AR and have some range food. Anyways, if you like this sort of content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You can also support us on patreon.com/dummyround. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.